The Wrestlingus show is back, ladies and gentlemen, as we always are for everybody on Patreon. Always on time, baby. Well, I can't say that because last week we were a day late because of power outages, yada, yada, but we always make things work. Patreon.com/Lingus Mafia. I would say, 99% of the time, Faust, it's always on the exact day that it is. Tuesdays, Thursdays, AEW, WWE, respectively.
And shows, we give you when there's pay-per-views.
And you know what? Bonus show this weekend, Faust. Here is pay-per-view Saturday. So we will be doing a review after that, and it will be exclusively on Patreon, which means the Freebirds get the full Raw report on that Monday because we do combined SmackDown and pay-per-view.
Yeah, so we get the full Raw after Mania.
There you go. There you go. So let's get into things, Faust. Everything can be found, as we well knows, at Lingus Mafia, wherever you go. SmackDown Draft Night 1, Faust. Here we go. They save it for broadcast for network television, as you well know. Triple H announces the rules of the draft and the first 4 picks he goes through.
Did you hear what Michael Cole called him when he came out?
No, I don't.
The game of games, Triple H.
You know, he said that, didn't he? Afterwards, he goes, did I fuck up and say yes? Yeah, he said that. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I said, right off the bat, this is goofy as hell. Like, the first thing said made you go, this is a goofy fucking thing that they're doing because it makes no sense. Because you could draft 50 people at once as one. Well, what is this?
Yeah.
So first thing they go, oh, here's 3 picks as your first.
Right.
And I go right away. I go, I'm out the door immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Because it's the bloodline, but not the Usos.
No, which is another no sense because spoiler, eventually they ask why? And this is supposed to be like that. Oh, maybe they're not gonna be there with that.
Yeah. So why did Solo have to get drafted with Roman? Is that going to be something that'll be mentioned later? Like Paul negotiated to make sure Solo went with Roman.
So it's Paul, Solo, and Roman first pick. Okay.
By the way, let me go back to something real quick.
Go ahead.
Cole also mentions that Triple H being drafted to SmackDown back in 2004, but never appeared on the show. Do you want to know what this fucking trade was? Because we mentioned it. I'm like, I got to go back to this because I don't remember.
I remember. Was this the same draft that JR got drafted?
It might have been.
Because he leaned over the ropes and said something. He goes, if anybody was going to be drafted with me, I'm glad it was JR because he's the best and I want him to call my matches. But I'm like, is that the one that then Triple H never ended up going? And wasn't he pissed off too because he didn't know he was being moved to SmackDown? He was all fucking pissy about it.
He didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know.
No, it wasn't that same one. It was
2008. Yeah, it was when he actually went then, I guess.
So in 2004, Triple H was drafted to SmackDown, but then traded back to Raw during the week. And Michael Cole mentioned that it was like a big moment. So I had to see what was this monumental trade. Triple H, A-Train, and Chuck Palumbo were traded to Raw for the Dudley Boys, Booker T, and Miss Jackie. That's Miss Jackie Haas, as you all know, and which I didn't know they're divorced. They got divorced.
Are they after the 50 kids?
4 kids, yeah.
4 kids. Jeez, she was horrible.
Oh,
good looking, but horrible.
Yes. So the rules were half the roster was eligible to be drafted, and they showed a graphic of everybody. And
I'm always bothered by this. It's like
NXT wrestlers. We don't know which.
Select you don't even ones. Know. Yeah. I wonder. It can't be a surprise to them, can it? Some part of me thinks it is.
They tried to make it look like it was, but who knows?
Yeah. Like they're all sitting there watching this fucking show.
Yeah, some of them got to be sitting there like, I know I got no chance. Why am I here?
First pick of Raw is Cody.
Oh, I thought they got the world title. That was their first pick because it's like, well, because Roman's going to SmackDown, as you know, this belt sitting right here to my side is going to stay here, and this will be the Raw title. And then, like you said, it's Cody, and I'm like, oh no, he gets win that title first.
Don't do it. SmackDown picks the Raw Women's Champion Bianca. Oh, we've done this before. And so as soon as that happens, you go, okay, so I know the other side's Rhea.
Right.
A lot of this, when it happens, you go, oh, okay, I already know.
Yeah.
Immediately, you already know. There's certain ones, like I said, I saw Bianca go. So there was two things I knew as soon as Bianca went, right?
You know, the profits are going.
The profits are going to be there. You go, okay. So then Raw picks Becky.
Okay. So, you know, that's where Rollins is going.
Yes. It's always right away. Okay.
So are Bianca and Rhea gonna trade belts?
Yes, they're going to hand the belts back to each other.
They did that with the Usos and the Profits. Was it Uso? No, was it Uso and Profits?
It might have been, but the women did it too. The women handed it over before.
So Bianca's had this long
Becky just 300.
What? Oh, that's
remember that? Yeah, it was always the throw in the face of Charlotte. It was the fuck you thing. Yep, that was what it was.
Why did they do this again?
Fuck, and they all have to meet in the ring and be like, nah, you hand it out. Nah, fuck you.
How
about that, Faust? Know your history.
I know. So they're gonna say Bianca's been SmackDown champion for 2 weeks, but she was Raw champion before.
All right, champion. Period. Yeah. It fucks up records and stats and nonsense. It's too much with this stupid shit. Usos come out and they talk and they say they're going to win the titles for the bloodline. They're going to bring it home. Owens and Sammy come out and go, no, we're going to win. Okay. That's, you know what it comes down to, all these promos. You go, this guy says he's going to win. This guy says he's going to win. That's what the promos are every time.
Yeah. And Sammy pointed out how Solo was drafted with Roman. That should tell you something right there. And then Jimmy goes, after we win, Owens is going to turn on you. And Owens is like, I'm sick of all this. All that matters is that we're going to beat you.
So here is my first giggle, other than the nonsense we've already done. So it can't be my first time. We see doors closed that say Raw and SmackDown. And I go, so who's making decisions? There is no GMs for the show.
Have people coming out representing to make the picks.
The
but
computer's
who knows?
Telling them, Faust.
Do we have an executive from USA on one side? Do we have an executive from Fox on the other?
It really should be that. It's what it should be. Remember, it was Cyrus with his fucking TNN tag, Faust. Remember that? Fantastic, Joey Styles. Fantastic. Butch versus LA Knight, Faust. Like miracles fucking happen.
Yeah.
Miracles happen. What happens before this, though, Faust?
Bianca cut a promo from her hotel room because she's in Ireland.
You notice I didn't write it down.
I just thought it was funny. She's
hey, y'all.
They said she just sent this in. I'm like, wow, it's daytime in Ireland right now.
Yeah, she's watching live, and she goes, let me videotape this. So miracles happen, and LA Knight beats the smallest guy in the entire roster.
Actually got a win.
Fuck. You know what? Take it. I ain't gonna complain. Take it any way you can. Paul is giving a hype speech to the Usos, saying tonight is the night. And then as he hands Solo tape and the other guy's backstage, he's like, tonight is the night. I'm like, good Lord, Faust, fucking Omerta, somebody getting clipped.
Paul says tonight you can return to the island of relevancy or end up in the ocean of obscurity.
Jesus. RVD and P.S. Hayes, Faust, go to the draft. This P.S. And I'm like, how sad. He'd been fatso, I mean, the guy was fucking, Mr. Sexy, right? Yeah, pretty sexy Michael Hayes. Faust, which is more nonsense, HBK or P.S. Hayes? It's got to be Hayes is the more goofy one now.
I do like that they had guest people come out.
That I did too.
Until we got to Raw.
Recycled.
When they got to Raw, they realized, hey, RVD, you want to make another payday? Can you make it to Texas?
Hey, and hey, Teddy Long and JBL, can you do it too? Go ahead. Okay, Profits go to SmackDown. Shocking here. Imperium goes over to Raw. The whole entire fucking group. SmackDown gets Edge. Raw gets Riddle. Okay.
Yeah, they made a mention about Edge. Oh, he kickstarted his career and blah 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 as part of the SmackDown roster. You remember the
And he also
SmackDown
fucking
6?
paralyzed somebody his first fucking match. Remember that?
Yes. Oh, yeah, his debut match.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, can you remember who the SmackDown 6 were? When Heyman was running SmackDown?
Oh, like the first like draft pick? I think
No. It was
Eddie?
like it was the 6 main guys that were always like in the main event. That it was like when SmackDown wasn't doing so great, and they used to have a lot of great matches. They called them the SmackDown 6. It's Edge, Eddie, Ray, Chavo, Angle, and Benoit.
Chavo.
Yeah. Because that was like the 6 guys that Paul was using on SmackDown in the main event. Like, I know these guys are gonna have the best matches.
Huh. 3-way tag, Faust. It's the Profits.
Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry to cut you off. I did find it appropriate that when Riddle was drafted by Raw, it was announced by RVD.
Thank you. There you go. 2 bros. Profits versus Braun and Ricochet versus the LWO. Profits win. Fucking LWO.
One note about this match.
Can't believe you have one.
Well, last week,
0 notes.
Last week you talked about how when Braun went to throw through Ricochet and
they mentioned.
So they do it in the match where Braun's getting ready to throw Ricochet, and Ricochet's like, "No, we're not doing this again." He's like,
"That's pretty good." Yeah, come on, I can do it. Review of Bunny and Priest. Bradshaw is out there now with Teddy for the picks. Downward.
Dude, it brings a smile to my face when he comes out and does it
with the long ass jacket. Yeah. To the fucking floor. Bradshaw picks SmackDown. Lashley.
I didn't like that Teddy was picking for Raw. He should have been picking for SmackDown.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there's a couple things like that. You go, what? Mm-hmm. Teddy gets Drew for Raw.
Mm-hmm.
What's with him being for Raw, I said, with Teddy. That's what my notes. Mm-hmm. And the fucking beard color.
Yeah, it's like he ran out of dye.
Yeah, the middle was he was going Papa Pump at this point, right? I go,
we'll leave the middle gray.
SmackDown gets the OC, and I go 4 fucking people.
Well, that wouldn't be the biggest.
Do is draft factions. I'd have the largest roster possible. Remember the other one they did where they went Raw gets 3 picks, SmackDown gets 2 because it's 3 hours.
3-hour show. Yeah.
Fuck you. Raw gets Miz. What's that?
At least AJ's back.
Yeah, how about that? That was the new out of mothballs. We got AJ.
Gallows and Anderson like, hey, we could be on TV again.
Yeah, no shit. I wonder if they're like, didn't we never saw one of the Usos when the other one blew that guy, right? We never saw him.
Well,
he teamed up with somebody on house shows. Who the hell was it? God. They would just put, rather like fuck a house show, get your work. And, Vega versus Sonya, Faust.
So Sonya gets no entrance because she's got to put over the girl that's getting the title shot at the pay-per-view.
Vega got to have a strong neck for the shit that she was carrying on her head to the ring.
Oh, my God.
Sonya's in the ring. No entrances, Fausti has said.
Apparently, this match was set up on Lowdown because Sonya was bitching about Vega getting a title shot.
That's all she does. That's her gimmick now. She bitches anyone else gets a shot, and she doesn't have one where she loses every fucking match. Vega wins afterwards. Then Rhea shows up and beats her up until a move is flipped and reversed, and then Vega runs away from it. And Rhea's sitting there. She reversed
the riptide, so it makes you think, oh, maybe Zelina's got a chance.
And I'm like, Faust, is this the least chance you've ever heard of in your life?
Oh,
Rhea just won this thing.
Just demolish her how many times?
And Rhea's brand new to the title, which was the giant push, and she's so over. And I'm like, it's not even maybe because she's in fucking Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So now I think, is this the swerve because of the titles to keep on the fucking brands or whatever? And then real quickly they get it back. I don't know. It's too much nonsense to do that. The OC dragged out of mothballs. Faust, good to see AJ back. The Raiders show up. The Viking Experience.
The
Experience shows up. AJ says, "Oh, did you come here to pick a fight? Okay, it's 4-on-3. So I got a way to fix this. I'll just sit back here on the turnbuckle. OC, handle your business." And everybody fights. Oh, and they beat the shit. And I go, boy, I go, I don't know if they're pushing the Raiders or shitting on the Raiders.
No,
I can't figure it out.
It's up and down with them.
Oh, Valhalla running around with,
Barefoot.
embarrassing her mother with no shoes. Gotta get that clip for the board, bro. That's that with them. Okay, then AJ goes to leave, but he does his little, forearm splash, to knock another guy out.